the current passing through the battery in the circuit is. So here is the circuit. Now see the circuit carefully. So the battery is of 5 volt. So the 5 volt battery, this the current flowing through this direction. Now it goes through 1/3 ohm resistor to and come to this point E, and it divides into two parts. One is through FA, another is through DC, and goes to B, and again in this direction. So if the current is in the battery is I, then it comes to the point E and goes through and divide in two parts, and then again at B it goes like I. So again, so these 1.5 ohm, 5.5 ohm and 1/3 ohm are all in series, and if we can find the equivalent resistance between E and B, if we can get E and B, then the equivalent resistance between the 2 points will also be in series with the 1.5, 5.5 and 1/3 ohm. So first calculate the equivalent resistance between the points E and B. Now if we redraw this, that is, if we take this point as E and this is B, so from E it goes through 3 ohm resistance and come to the point A. Now let's take this point as A. So from E to A there is a 3 ohm resistance. So E to A there is a 3 ohm resistance. Now draw, and from A to B there is 5 ohm resistance. So A to B, draw this resistance of 5 ohm. So this is the 5 ohm resistance. Now from E to D, now let's take this point as D. So E to D there is another resistance of 1.5 ohm, and D and C are the same point because because there is no resistance between C and D, so the potential at C and D are same. So D to B or C to B are same, so D and B point are same. So between D and B there is a resistance of 2.5 ohm. So we have taken all these resistance, this one, this 5 ohm, 3 ohm and 1.5 ohm, and there is another resistance, that is A to D. Now A point and F point are same, so A and D, so A and D there is a resistance of 6 ohm. Now if we see these 2 points E and B, then we can see this is a typical Wheatstone bridge type circuit. Now this is the PQ R S. If P by Q equal to R by S, then there will be no current flowing through the 6 ohm resistance. Now see P by Q. So P by Q is 3 by 5, and R by S, that is 1.5. 1.5 divided by 2.5. So this becomes 5 into 3, and 5 into 5 is 25. This is also 3 by 5. So P by Q equal to R by S. So there is no current flowing through this 6 ohm resistance. So the one current flowing through this 3 ohm, and the same current flows through the 5 ohm. So 3 and 5 are in series, that is 5 plus 3 is 8 ohm. So the 8 ohm resistance, so the 8 ohm resistance in this branch, and from EDB branch, so EDB 1.5 plus 2.5, so this point is D. 1.5 plus 2.5 is basically 4. So 8 ohm and 4 ohm are in parallel. So 8 ohm and 4 ohm. Now if 8 ohm and 4 ohm are in parallel, then the equivalent of this is 8 into 4 divided by 8 plus 4, that is 32 divided by 12. So this basically becomes 4 into 8 and 4 into 3, so 8 by 3 ohm. So the equivalent resistance between E and B is 8 by 3 ohm. Now if we redraw this circuit, so E and B have the equivalent resistance of 8 by 3 ohm. Now if we draw this circuit again, that is from battery, let's say this is the battery of 5 volt. So the battery is of 5 volt and there is a resistance of 1 by 3 ohm. So 1 by 3 ohm, then it enters the point E, and E to B there is a resistance of 8 by 3 ohm, 8 by 3 ohm. Now see the so E to B, and there are also 1.5, 5.5 ohm resistance are in series, also 1.5 and 5.5. So after E, the current goes through 1.5 ohm and 5.5 ohm, and it comes to the negative end of the battery. So let's say I is the current flowing in this circuit. Now the total resistance of the circuit R is equal to, all are in series, that is 8 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1.5 plus 5.5. Now 8 by 3 plus 1 by 3 is 9 by 3, that is 3, and 5.5 plus 1.5 is 5.5, 6, 7, and 7 plus 3 is 10 ohm. So the total resistance of the circuit is 10 ohm and total EMF in the circuit is 5 volt. So the current I is equal to E by R, that is E by R. So it is 5 divided by 10, that is half, or 0.5 ampere. So the current flowing in the circuit is 0.5 ampere. Now see the, so here the option 2 is the correct answer. So this, all the resistance, that is 1 by 3, 5.5, 1.5 are series, and the effective resistance between E and B are also in series. So the total resistance becomes 10 and it is then easy 5 by 10. Thanks for watching. Please like this video, subscribe my channel and share this video. Thank you.